It is May, which means it's time for a monthly TBR video, but this month we decided to switch it up. So today we wanted to do the TBR jar trend. We keep seeing girlies do this trend. It seems like so much fun. The prompts in here are going to determine what books we read in May.
This is honestly such a fun idea. Anytime we have to pick out our monthly TBR, it kind of takes us a while because we don't know what we want to read. So this is going to be exciting. I'm interested to see if we're going to like this better. So we wrote 20 different prompts and we put them into this jar. We are basically just going to take turns pulling prompts, and then we have to find a book that applies to each prompt, and that's what we're gonna have to read this month. I'm scared, but I'm excited. Also, since we don't live together though, I don't have all of my books right now to choose from, so we're gonna just choose the prompts right now, and then later we'll come back with all of our book choices.
Oh, I'm so scared. Let's see. Number 1, a book of the month book.
Oh, that's easy, and that's a good one for you.
That is a good one for me. I need to work my way through this stack right here, so I'm not mad about this.
I think we're gonna each choose about 5 books since we also have like our monthly blind book we still have to pick, plus our book club book. I think 5 would be a good amount for each of us. My first one's easy. It says a hardcover.
Oh.
I have so many to choose from. Some of these are a bit easier than others, but I'm not mad about this one.
We got 2 easy ones to start with. Let's see. Give me something hard. A black book.
Okay, that one's fun.
Ooh.
I also didn't know if they had a list of prompts that everyone uses. We just kind of made up our own, but some of them are a bit harder than others. Okay, my second one is a book with red on the cover. That's not too bad.
You should have had a pink one.
I think that is in here, so we'll see if I end up getting that one.
Let's see. A fantasy.
Ooh, okay. My next one, a new book purchase. I'm trying to think back on like things I've just bought.
Guess we have to go book shopping.
I know. That would have been a fun one. Like go buy a new book to read. No, we don't need to do that.
A woman author.
Ooh, okay, I like that prompt.
That's a good one.
A sci-fi book.
That's
hard. I don't have many sci-fi. It's gonna be like The Martian or
Yeah,
something.
that's what I was
Oh
thinking.
no.
This is my last one. Let's see. A book the other person has read.
Oh, that one's fun.
We'll see.
You know what? We should have wrote a prompt that's like the other person chooses one for you. That would have been a nice one. Okay, next
month.
All right, my last one, you guys. 5th pick. Let's see. A book you've had for over 2 years. Half my shelf.
Easy.
Half my shelf. Okay, that's not too bad, you guys.
That's good. This will help us narrow down our TBR since it's always hard to choose from all the books we have. So I got a fantasy, a woman author, a book the other person has read, a book of the month book, and a black book.
Okay, mine will be a new book purchase, a book you've had for over 2 years, a book with red on the cover, a hardcover, and a sci-fi. Oh no, the sci-fi one is scaring me. It's gonna be like Red Rising because I keep putting it off. Okay, so these are our prompts for May. We are gonna go pick out our books and then we will come back and show you guys what we have. Okay guys, it's a new day. We're back with our books, so we are going to go over them. I think it was fun choosing them like this.
It was fun. I think we should always do this.
Maybe so. Let us know if you guys end up liking it. But now we're gonna go over the ones that we chose for each of the prompts. So the first one I have up is a sci-fi book. I had a little trouble with this one. I didn't realize though I did have a couple of sci-fi books to choose from, but I decided to go with Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. 1, I've been wanting to read this for a while, and 2, I know that the TV adaptation is coming out pretty soon, so I do want to watch it. This is a perfect opportunity for me to finally read this book, and then I get to watch the adaptation. So it says, "Are you happy with your life?" Those are the last words Jason hears before the masked abductor knocks him unconscious. He wakens to find himself strapped to a gurney surrounded by strangers in hazmat suits, and in this world he's woken up to, Jason's life is not the one he knows. His wife is not his wife, his son was never born, and Jason's not an ordinary college physics professor, but a celebrated genius who has achieved something remarkable, something impossible. It sounds good. It's like a psychological thriller, I'm thinking, but I have loved every sci-fi that I've read in the past, so hopefully I love this one just as much.
So the first one I have is a book the other person has read. So I decided to pick Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. This one really piqued my interest when you were talking about it, and I know you absolutely loved this one. And finding mystery thrillers that we absolutely love is pretty rare for us, so I'm hoping I love this one just as much as you did. The back says, "Can you stop a murder after it's already happened? Late October after midnight, you're waiting up for your 18-year-old son. He's past curfew. As you watch from the window, he emerges and you realize he isn't alone. He's walking toward a man and he's armed." I don't want to read any more than that because that already sounds crazy, but I'm so excited to read this one and I hope I love this author.
The next prompt I have is a new book purchase. You guys know I buy books constantly, but a new book of the month book that I've recently gotten is Check and Mate by Ellie Hazelwood. I've just heard amazing things about this one. I know it's a YA romance. It has like chess as part of the plot, and I've recently gotten to chess and I love it. I just think it's going to be a really feel-good book. I remember from reading the summary in the past that the girl is basically like a chess prodigy, but she kind of retires. However, there's a competition where she can win a lot of money, so she decides to play one last time, and she meets this guy who is like the new up-and-coming chess master, and she gives him a run for his money, so he's very interested in who she is. I'm so excited to read this one. I know it was a lot of people's favorites of last year, but it is a new book that I've been wanting to read.
The next prompt I have is a woman author. I love that one, so I decided to pick The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. Shockingly, I have not read this one yet. I've read like every single Abby Jimenez book but this one, and this one is like the first in one of her little series. I always have a great time with her books though, so I'm so happy to read this one. I like that Abby Jimenez books aren't just a romance. They have a lot of deeper things that happen in her books, so I'm sure this one's going to be no different. Kristen Peterson doesn't do drama, will fight to the death for her friends, and has no room in her life for guys who just don't get her. She's also keeping a big secret, facing a medical necessary procedure that will make it impossible for her to have children. There's what I mean, that there's always something deeper happening. Planning her best friend's wedding is bittersweet for Kristen, especially when she meets the best man, Josh Copeland. He's funny, sexy, never offended by her mile-wide streak of sarcasm, and always one chicken enchilada ahead of her hangry. I love Josh.
I love enchiladas.
I know. Kristen knows that he'd be better off with someone else, but as their attraction grows, it's harder and harder to keep him at arm's length. So cute. I can't tell if it's because I've read this summary a whole bunch of times, but it just sounds so familiar. I think that's why. I'm hoping this is going to be another Abby Jimenez book that I absolutely love.
Up next, I had a book with red on the cover. I had a bunch of books with red on the cover, but I decided to go with one that I had high on my priority list, which I guess could also be a new purchase because I recently got this one, but it is The Never King by Nikki St. Croix. When I read the summary to this, you guys, I was so ecstatic for it. I would have dropped everything I was doing and read it that day, but I decided to wait till it was a new month, so now I get to read it. But you guys know I love like a Peter Pan dark retelling, and that's basically what this is. It says, for 2 centuries, all of the darling women have disappeared on their 18th birthday. Sometimes they're gone for only a day, sometimes a week or a month, but they always return broken. Now on the afternoon of my 18th birthday, my mother is running around the house making sure all the windows are barred and the doors locked, but it's pointless. Because when night falls, he comes for me, and this time the Never King and the Lost Boys aren't willing to let me go. This just sounds like everything and more to me. It is going to be a dark romance. It's going to be such a short read, but I know that there's another book. So if I love it, I might have to get the next one and read it as well. But it does have red on the cover. His eyes are red. It's one that I've been wanting to read forever. I've heard good things about, so I had to choose it for this month.
The next prompt I have is a book of the month book, which I have an endless amount to pick from, but I ended up picking The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I read No Exit by Taylor Adams, and I honestly didn't love it. I liked the writing, but I didn't like that it was kind of a survival book. I thought it was going to be more of like a mystery, a whodunit. So maybe me going into this one knowing that it's kind of going to be a survival book, I will enjoy it more. So we're following Emma Carpenter. It says one day she reads a poorly written but gruesome horror novel by the author H.G. Cain and posts a 1-star review that drags her into an online argument with none other than the author himself. Soon after, disturbing incidents start to occur at night. To Emma, this can't just be a coincidence. It was strange enough for this author to bicker with her online about a lousy review. Could he be stalking her too?
Oh, that's scary.
That would be so funny if it's just like some creep.
I know.
And has nothing to do with...
Maybe it's the creep he wrote the horror book about.
I don't know, but I'm interested in seeing if I will like this one instead.
The next prompt I have is read a book you've had for over 2 years. I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. I thought I was going to walk in and have a whole bunch of books to choose from. I think I've unhauled most of the books that I've had for a long time and haven't read, which is good, but it did create like an issue for me choosing one. However, I found one that I had unhauled but still had on my shelf, and I knew I had to pull it specifically because I read a book by this author last month and loved it. So this is Bad Girls with Perfect Faces by Lynn Wingard, and she wrote Suicide Notes for Beautiful Girls, and I was obsessed with that book in April. So I think this this is a perfect one for me. I'm so glad that I didn't end up getting rid of it before I could read it. It is a YA mystery. It says when Sasha's best friend Xavier gets back together with his cheating ex, Sasha knows she needs to protect him, so she poses as a guy online to lure Ivy away. We're getting some catfishing. But Sasha's plan goes sickeningly wrong, and she soon learns to be careful of who you pretend to be, or you might be surprised by who you become. Told in multiple points of view, Bad Girls with Perfect Faces is sexy and twisted with shocks at every turn. I'm so excited for it. I was just really surprised with her book for last month, so I'm hoping I love this one just as much.
Okay, next is a black book, and I picked What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This one was actually Barnes & Noble's like cafe deal one of the last times we went, so it was only $5 to get this book. There isn't a synopsis on it, so I'm just reading from Goodreads. It says this is a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's classic The Fall of the House of the Usher, which I did watch some of that show on Netflix. When Alex Easton, a retired soldier, receives word that their childhood friend Madeline Usher is dying, they race to the ancestral home of the Ushers. What they find there is a nightmare of fungal growths and possessed wildlife surrounding a dark pulsing lake. Alex must unravel the secrets of the House of the Usher before it consumes them all. That's interesting. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I'm here for it.
So my last prompt was read a hardcover. This one I had a bunch to choose from, but I went with Very Bad People by Kit Frick because I loved I Killed Zoe Spanos by this author. So again, another YA mystery thriller author that I know I already love, so I'm gonna go ahead and read another book. But it says revenge is a dangerous game. 6 years ago, Calaby's mother drove the family van into a lake with her 3 daughters inside. The girls escaped, but their mother drowned, and the truth behind the accident remains a mystery Calliope is determined to solve. This is insane. Now 16, she transfers to Tipton Academy, the same elite boarding school her mother once attended. Tipton promises a peek into the past and a host of new opportunities, including a coveted invitation to join Haunt and Rail, an exclusive secret society that looms over the campus like a legend. I don't know why I'm in like a mystery thriller type of era right now, but I'm into it. I can't wait to read it.
My last prompt is a fantasy, so I ended up picking The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer. I just keep seeing great things about this book, especially on BookTube. I feel like a lot of the girlies are really loving this one. I just want to read a little bit from the top. I don't think I want to read too much. It just says, years ago, a reclusive mega best-selling author quit writing under mysterious circumstances. Suddenly, he resurfaces with a brand new book and a one-of-a-kind competition offering a prize that will change the winner's life. Make a wish.
It's giving Willy Wonka.
It is giving Willy Wonka. I'm interested to see how the fantasy side is going to come into this. But I don't know. I've heard great things, so I'm hoping I'm also going to love this one.
So that was all of the prompts. I think this was such a great idea. I would be interested in doing it again. We'll see how many of these books we actually read by the end of the month, but we should be able to get them all done. Next, we are going to go ahead and choose our blind book for the month. You guys know we love doing this every month, so we are, as always, going to choose for each other. We have all of the numbers written down here. Oh gosh. 7 for you.
Number 1 for you.
Okay, let's see. My number 1's on top. Hey, that's not bad. Gosh, I'm nervous though to see what it is.
Oh, this is a small one.
Yeah. I know exactly what this is just by the back, you guys. It's Call Me By Your Name by Andre Aciman. You know what? I've been wanting to watch this movie. It says, during a restless summer on the Italian Riviera, a powerful romance blooms between a 17-year-old Elo and his father's house guest, Oliver. It's just gonna be like a queer coming-of-age romance story, and I'm so excited for it. And then I get to watch the movie with Timothy. I'm pumped.
Okay, here's my number 7. She's a little thicker than
I know.
I like. I bet you it's a book of the month book.
That would be insane.
I don't know what it is.
I know what it is.
You know what it is? Oh, The Hunting Wives by Meg Cobb. I feel like a lot of my books this month are kind of mystery thrillers.
That's how I am.
It is another book of the month book. This is one I've wanted to read for so long. It says the hunting wives share more than target practice, martinis, and bad behavior in this novel of obsession, seduction, and murder. I think it sounds great. Every time I read the summary of this, I think it's going to be a good book. So I'm pretty happy about this.
I'm not mad at these. Up last for today, we have our May book club book, which you guys have already chose for us. And it is The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Holly Jackson. I think we're gonna all love this. It says, lights, camera, lies. 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mom's mysterious disappearance. 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished, and young Belle was the only witness, but she has no memory of it. Rachel is gone, long presumed dead, and Belle wishes everyone would just move on. The case is dragged up from the past when the Price family agrees to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for filming to end, for life to go back to normal, and then the impossible happens. Rachel Price reappears, and life will never be normal again. It sounds so good. Everyone in the book club wanted to read a mystery thriller, and I'm not mad that this one won. If you guys haven't joined the book club already, we will leave that link in the description. It's free to join, and if you're looking to get this book, we got ours from Book of the Month, so that is a great option. We have a Book of the Month referral code that we'll leave in the description as well, and if you've never purchased from them, you can use that link to get your first book for only $5. That would be a great way to get the book club book for this month. But that is pretty much everything that we have for today, all of our May TBR. I feel like these are some chunky books.
I liked this TBR. It's just kind of random, and it helps us get through some of those books that have just been chilling on our shelves unread.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I would have picked half of these without the prompts, so I'm glad I'll finally be able to read them. But I'm excited for May. I'm excited to get started. Let us know in the comments what books you guys are planning to read in May. That is pretty much it for today's video, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next time.
Yeah, this one does remind me of Hush on Netflix.
Yes.
I really liked that movie, so.
That traumatized me.
I know. That one was crazy.
My number one's on top. Hey, that's not bad.
Wait, you're number one?
Wait, I don't remember. Oh, you were supposed to hold mine.
It doesn't matter.
You were number one.
So this is mine?
Wait, what number did you just choose for me?
One.
It's been a while since we've done this.
You're number one.
I'm number one. You're number 7.
Okay.